Even more than the dying person, those left behind are often helpless and completely overwhelmed with the situation. Many have no idea of how to behave properly. When someone weeps at a funeral, there may be found one who deplores such ignorance. Likewise, if someone rejoices at such an occasion, people are indignant at a seeming madman. Thus, people cannot grasp the relationship of the earthly existence to the super-earthly state of being. They are forbidden to think about reincarnation, and they are agreed that they dwell on the edge of an unknown abyss. The unworthy screeching and whining at the bedside of a dying must come to an end. It only contributes to make an already difficult situation worse. Of course, the cause of the retention on the astral plane is usually in the last remaining near ones. Those who are left behind have to learn how to behave appropriately and not to impede the transition. A most cruel treatment of the departing ones is often manifested. It may be said that it is not death which torments, but living people. The right attitude is, we watch the dying undertake a difficult ascent. Our task is to support him to the best of our abilities. Most people do not know how to behave worthily towards the deceased and thereby disturb their ascent. It is essential to have a proper, harmonious attitude. Let us imagine a dear one who is in an adjoining room, absorbed in some important work. Our first impulse is to safeguard his quietude and take all precautions against disturbing him. We provide the best conditions for the speedy fulfillment of his task. We are concerned about the work and send our benevolent thoughts to him. We know that our dear one is near us, and although we would like to see him, we realize that we have no right to disturb his concentration. We are patient, knowing that we shall be together at the appointed hour. We would like to tell him a lot, but we gather all caution. Thus we proceed because we love our neighbor. We shall not allow a single word of evil, not wanting disharmonious currents to disturb his work. We behave as it is proper towards a beloved one. We do not grieve about an imaginary loss, as we know that our dear one lives and is near. We act wisely if we do for the deceased everything that we would do for a temporarily absent friend. Let us send a smile of love to the deceased. Conventional medical treatments aiming at artificially extending life or bringing back to life a nearly dead person are pointless and even harmful. They violate the dignity of the transition. They reveal ignorance of man's higher nature. What is the point of artificially prolonging the earthly stay of a traveler which is nearing its natural end by a period of time that is completely meaningless in view of the infinity of his journey? It is obviously wrong to cause harm to the eternal individuality of a man only in order to postpone for a tiny moment the natural decay of his perishable personality. It is inadmissible to recall the spirit into the earthly spheres when it already has broken away. Tissues which already have been freed from earthly attractions must be strained in a terrific effort in order again to be assimilated into the earthly atmosphere. People should learn to think during someone's departure as well as during birth, and should be able to ease the processes. As delays are harmful during birth, they are likewise harmful during death. The formation of the new subtle body must be taken into consideration. Wounds caused to the departing one must be cured in the subtle world. Why should we tie down by force an immortal soul that wishes to return to its homeland in a natural way? Any forcing of the heart's activity after the subtle body has separated from the physical would constitute a real crime. Each artificial heartbeat will draw back the subtle body, perpetrating an inadmissible act that causes decomposition and suffering. Furthermore, we should not arouse any false hopes in the dying one that would deprive him of the opportunity to concentrate on the transition. When the physician sees that the death of a patient is inevitable, an artificial attempt to prolong his life may cause severe suffering to the departing one and might even seriously harm his subtle body. Accompanying the dying is a task that has recently been adopted by the hospice movement. However, only truly knowledgeable people can be of any use. The many helpers, who are themselves helpless in the face of death, cause only chaos and confusion despite all their goodwill. Preparation for dying is actually the right word. This, however, as we have seen, needs to begin already decades before death. Teach the immortality of the soul and the uninterrupted continuance of life. This will be the only real consolation for the dying and their relatives. Once again, true help consists of spiritual assistance. The parish in which I am living has recently built a hospice with 10 places. Costs 1 million euros. That means 100,000 euros for each death room. But what do we need in physical furniture for a transition in dignity? No more than a table, a bed, and a chair. This example shows once more the mistaken orientation of our spiritually impoverished society. We undertake gigantic material efforts which, lacking a spiritual basis, remain fruitless and miss the essential.